Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Blind Monk Show. I'm your host, Piotr Yordanov, and today we got some really exciting stuff going on. We're going to be talking about the Lebanese Pound. The reason why I'm talking about it is because I'm half Lebanese, so I do happen to care about it. And because there's something, a potential reversal coming in, we're going to take a look at that. Without further ado, let's start with the pound. Now, here is a graph, most of you are probably familiar with by now, which is essentially giving us the price going all the way back to, well, whenever it actually was at zero. At 1500, which was in August. And so the first very important thing I want you to pay attention to, and this is, anyone can do that. Notice how every time there was a high, there was a low formed, and these lows were never lost. This low relative to this high was not lost. Lost meaning that we just came below it. You take the same thing here, this was a double bottom. You take the same thing here, this was never touched. You take the same thing here, was a double bottom again. You say this one here, well, it was never really touched. You take this one here, oh wait, what's going on? That's where I'm getting excited. I'm getting very excited over here, especially that technically we have 1, 2, 3 waves. Very beautiful, very powerful. But the thing is that this is, notice here we had a rectangle. Here we had something that looked like a rectangle, but it's not the most perfect of ones. Here definitely was a rectangle. And here also was a rectangle. It's a bit hard to draw it without zooming in, but I'm not going to zoom in. But the point I'm trying to make is that right now, ever since September 10, and that's not a coincidence, ever since September 10, something changed in the price action of the Lebanese pound. Now, let's note that there's, first of all, similarities, whereby the price makes a high, comes down, returns to 60%, and then comes down, holds, but cannot go down. Same thing here. It goes, makes a new all-time high, comes, there's a profit taking, and yes, profit taking. Yeah, like the gamblers in the streets and who were just trying to make some money would tell you, oh, what should we see Belira? Yeah, those people actually were like shaking profits. Could also be banks. We'll never know. So these guys were taking profit, brings the price down, brings in more people attracted to buy it at this price, and it takes this back to like about 61.8, maybe a bit longer, and then but it reloads. It reloads and it goes up. So reloads, goes up, reloads, goes up. This is the same thing here. We want 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes. We come all the way down. Okay, profit taking, great, beautiful. Come back here to 60% again. But, if we're looking at historical, number 1 and number 2, we were supposed to have a potential continuation to the upside and break the all-time high of 22,000. But instead what happened? Mr. Najib Biata decided to have a government. Woohoo! And that essentially is where the fundamental news of having a government actually had an impact on the price of the coin, which happens to be the Lebanese pound, the price of the currency. Meaning that it was at this moment that Frodo knew. No, it was at this moment that something changed in the direction, which is, you're going to tell me it's obvious. Sure, it's obvious, but we're seeing it in the price action here. This is the first time where lows are broken. And here is very interesting, and I'm going to want to zoom in. Well, first of all, before I zoom in, do pay attention to the fact that this time here, this high here, was tested. Or even this high at 14,000. Let's put it here, it's a bit cleaner. It was tested. So it means that, it's not exactly a bear market, even though seeing, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high is beautiful for a bear market. But it's a bit dangerous in the sense that there's still supports. Quote unquote, this is supporting, these guys might want to support. There's definitely a lot of support here at 10,000, those psychological numbers which people keep track of. But I want to zoom in and let's try and see what we're doing here. And this is very critical in my opinion. I'm not really following what's happening in the news lately because I don't want to be depressed more. But this is very important, very, 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 very important, because not only did we lose the slow, we actually we confirmed it here, and then we came down, beautiful, lovely, but here we're trying to reverse again, and now we touch it once and touch it second time. This is critical, this is very important. Actually, I'm going to show you, this is interesting enough, exactly what happened here with B-Trust, but it's kind of the other way around, where you see, forget about the fact that the price was coming down. Here the price came up, came down, it built that thing, that wedge. Right? If you come here, we have this wedge. It's not the cleanest of wedges, but it's trying to hold the line. It's trying to see, it's poking, it's asking a question. What is going to happen? If the price decides to stagnate at whatever the price is like now, 16.5, if the price stagnates here, is the potential of it coming down. And if it comes down, well, we might actually break 14K. If it does come down and break 14K, then this is confirmed that it is a quote-unquote reversal or bear market is starting, whatever, which is actually good news. It's the first time I would say bear market is a good news, because it actually means the pound is kind of regaining its thing. And you know, eventually if it does return to 10K, which is something that we can play with, because we have 14, we have 19, this is $5,000 between them, we come all the way to 9 as an objective potential, you know. But there's of course the scenario where this line actually is not gonna hold and we're gonna be going up. If we do go up, it still doesn't mean that it's going to be completely bullish. I mean, in the sense upward. It could mean that 22 might be revisited again, and actually there might be a big rectangle being forming over here. But then again, this is a little bit too much of projection. But bottom line, guys, this is very interesting, because this is the first time in the past couple of days where the Lebanese pound has finally printed in its chart something that looks like a reversal. I mean, does that mean lira ب1000 غير? I don't know. This is yet to be seen. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you next time for further news about the pound. Thank you so much.